Okay, let's talk about applying an effect to a background layer. So this is what I have showing right now, but let me also show the work that we've already done. So I'm gonna hide the background image and just show like this is what we've done so far, right? And we work with our green screening, our green light to get rid of the green screen and all that good stuff. And now I'm just going to show the background image. So this is a JPEG that's underneath it, right? See where my mouse is waving where it says JPEG. So that's my JPEG, and you can see it now because we took out the background for the runner. So I'm going to hide him just so that it's not confusing. I'm going to keep my bottom image of the dog selected because remember we're doing effects to the layer. So we want to keep that layer selected. And so we have this cute little doggy and we're going to do some different things to him so far as the coloring. So I'm typing in hue on my effects and I see the hue saturation. So I'm just going to take this and drop it right on top of my image. And so then we know that it's in the layer under effects and it's also showing up on our side panel. And so let's just talk a little bit about what this does. So one of the things I do like about this chapter is like working in the green screen and working with altering this image. It's a great sort of jumping off place for you to go, okay, well, what other kind of effects could I do to this dog? So like in I think chapter 3 or something, we did a lot of effects and so it's one of those things that I relate to with students who took Photoshop, for example. When you first found out about the filters, you wanted to click on each filter. At least I did when I first found out about it years ago. And it's that area where I recommend that you go back to, right? So I'm going to show you some effects here and I'll go pretty quickly, but I do want to preference it by saying, take some of your pictures that you already have and come in here aside from this project and just put an effect on it and check it out, right? Because that's the way you're going to really experience it enough to remember it. Because always remember that all this software is project based. So the more projects you do, the more you will get a hold of this and understand it and use it. So in this particular effect that I have on the dog image is hue and saturation. And when I start toggling the master hue, you can see how, because the dog is black and white, you see the background that's in color starts to toggle. I start to toggle, you can see the different colors that I can get, which is pretty nice. But if I go back and I go and I toggle the master saturation. Watch what happens when I go all the way to the right. See how that saturates the colors? And then when I go all the way to the left, see how I end up with that sort of black and white. I'm going to do the same for the master lightness. And that's what I mean about it, just experiencing it for yourself. I go all the way to the lightness, I get white versus going all the way to the left side, which is where I get black. Okay, so with that in mind, and really I'm going to take this one off soon, but I also want to show you colorized. So let's say you're trying to get the sepia tones or a particular color tone. This is really nice for that. This is also really nice if you were trying to animate that color. When you animate colors like this, like I could see this being a transition in a film, for example, or just a nice little loop screen that you might be trying to get. So I'm just showing you sort of what some of this is doing. And this, again, this is hue saturation. I'm not turning on the clocks, but once I see those clocks, I know that I can animate that, right? The same thing here, okay? And the same thing here. I go up and I can see it. These will also be even nice fades if you wanted them to be, if you were trying to animate something. So I'm going to just put that at 0, and I'm going to take away the colorize. But these are really, nice things to alter and to play with, to explore. So if I just click on that FX there, it takes away that effect. I could also go under my effects and I can delete this particular effect if I wanted to as well. But for now, I'm just going to click on it, right? Just so that I can put it back there if I want it, or I can take it off for good. Okay. So now I'm going to come back to my effects and presets here. I'm going to take out hue because I really want to look at my animation presets, which are here. And let's see, the creative one is nice. Image creative is a good one to play with. Color, infrared. I'm just going to click and drop it again. Okay. So you can see what happens. I get my another effect, and I can leave it right here, or I can toggle it around some more. So here it is here. Okay. I think this would be really beautiful on a video clip actually. But I like that I can animate some of this. I like that I can change some of this. Here's another thing I can animate. Because always see when you see that clock, you can animate it. And this is that RGB. So I'm going to leave it here. And you can leave yours here for the purposes of this tutorial. But I really hope that you take some time with the effects and see how you can use it for some of your own projects aside from the tutorials. And the same thing with the green screen, because the green screen has so many selections that you can sort of play with and understand more about green screening. But you can also just use what I've shown you, but you can also play some more. Okay?